right, good morning to you. 9:20 right now. What are the flavors of the Pacific Northwest? Well, a local restaurant has the answer. They're launching a seasonal wine dinner series that puts the essence of the Pacific Northwest into each and every dish. This morning, we're getting a special taste. Joining us from Seattle's Shaker and Spear, Chef Bella Fietroni. Fietroni?
Fietroni.
Fietroni.
So close.
And Assistant General Manager Jacob Mattson joining us this morning. It's great to have you both. So start out by telling us about the dinner series. Like how did this launch and how you capture the essence of the Pacific Northwest? What an interesting challenge.
So this is going to be our second year doing the wine dinner series. It was just kind of an inspiration. We started with, actually Brown was the first winery I was introduced by Courtney Krischholm. She came and did a tasting, said we have some excellent local wine here in the state. I was like, I'm down to do a wine dinner. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it last year, so this year we're doing it with them on June 29th. So that's kind of what we're going to be tasting today.
Coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
okay.
coming in hot.
You brought in a dish from the dinner series. We're excited to see it here. I'm taking a peek at it right now. What do we got going on here?
I brought two of our dishes. We have one of the hamachi crudo, and then it does feature a bunch of our local ingredients right now. So we have a little bit of hibiscus, a little bit of rhubarb in there, the tapioca pearls, so 100% of that vegan, gluten-free for those Seattle lovers. And then we have our scallop dish that has a salsa brava on top, as well as our artichokes, which are very much in season. Then, of course, our diver scallops that we did showcase one time before.
I see you eyeing this over here. You put it right in front of me. So the big question: are we going to do a little demo here? How we put this together? Because it pops. You got the garnish and the colors just really fly out at you.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what you're doing here. What are you doing?
We're going to do a demo of the hamachi crudo. So I have the hamachi that is nicely thinly cut, laid out over here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the olive oil, a little bit of finishing salt, and some lemon. Give it that nice little pop. If we let the lemon sit too long, then it would become technically a ceviche, not necessarily a crudo.
Oh, interesting.
And then let me move this guy.
Yeah, let's put it right there. So
put it right in front of me.
Yeah, hey, what's going on over there? I got the wine over here.
The wine over there. We're getting to that.
And then essentially...
Yeah, Jacob's going to jump on that.
I'm just going to fold it over just a little bit. Give it a little bit of height. In a weird way, it's kind of like making it a height like a carnival tent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then...
what do we have there?
This is our rhubarb pearls. So it's a little bit of rhubarb, a little bit of hibiscus, mixed in with some tapioca pearls.
So we get a little bit of sweetness in there?
Oh, yeah. And a little bit of that bitterness, too.
Right.
So it's a very, very rounded dish overall. Then we're going to add a little bit of our micro shiso.
Micro shiso, that's what that is. Okay. Because it just adds such cool color to it.
Really cool, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that on a dish before, personally. That is so cool. Okay.
No pressure. No pressure. It takes a very steady hand.
Right?
Okay, now the most important question, when do we get to try this? Or do we try this after we do the wine?
I think you should try before you do the wine, or try both, or do a little double dip.
See, and when you work in a fancy restaurant, Bill, at my house, I don't decorate it up, but when you work in a fancy restaurant, you got to put the decoration on it.
Oh, you better believe.
Yeah, that's right.
and so what was the gel that you were?
The gel is our rhubarb gel. So it is just like what is inside the tapioca, but straight rhubarb. We mix that with a little bit of agar, and then blend it all up, set it, then reblend it again, and it makes this really thick gel. Agar is essentially the same as gelatin, except it's a vegan version.
Okay, all right, great.
Go
ahead, Bill. It's right in here.
I mean, it's literally right here. So why don't you guys chat wine, and then I'll catch up.
Let's chat about the wine. What wines do you guys offer?
So we have about 770 labels on our list right now.
All right, we're going to go over every single one.
My list is a little extensive for that, but we focus a lot on our local wines here in Washington, little Oregon, and then a lot in Baja, but mostly Washington, American bread and whites. We have one local winery that we kind of picked up recently was Wines by Miss Cher. So she's currently doing 2 labels, but it's just a bread right now. But right now we're going to do a Sauv Blanc by Brown. So this is by Andrew Brown. It pairs well with the hamachi on the kind of bitter traditional sense of the Sauv Blanc, grapefruit senses and the little grassy tones to it.
Okay, so I've had this all to myself. Brian, I'm going to pass this over to you
I think
because
you should.
you've got to do a little taste because the Sauv Blanc with the hamachi is just mind-blowing.
Dynamite?
It's a party in your mouth.
Okay, all right. I'm so glad I got to do this segment here with you, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But give it a second, and then,
And then a little wine.
yeah, and it's so cool because we have such great wine, right?
great.
And we have
Yeah.
such great wine in our state. It's wonderful to be able to showcase that, don't you think?
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite things about this whole series and working with Chef. She's been an excellent partner in kind of finding the right flavor profiles for the wines that we bring on for the specific wine dinners. With the one before this, we did Upside Down, and that was actually a fun one. But the fun part is actually tasting majority of the food, but then also the wine to kind of pair with it. So it's kind of a journey in of itself.
Jacob, Bella, thank you so much. And when can we check out the dinner and wine series?
So it's on June 29th. Tickets are available through Open Table through our website. So
Awesome.
very easy little
Awesome.
deal
Shaker in the
right
Spear.
there.
Check it out. We'll be right back after this.
Cheers.